In the midst of this global crisis, the voices for justice are revealing what really matters. It is time for Planetary Makeover. Here we feature solutions and modern miracles in documentary videos that offer hope for our future and remind us all of our spiritual source. Long ago, it was forecast that at this time in history, extraordinary teachers, including the world teacher, would emerge to help us as we build a world that works for everyone. Now, here's your host of Planetary Makeover, Mr. David Mynott.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Planetary Makeover. And tonight, our show is going to feature the music and the words of Tony Townsend, who's worked on this subject, the reappearance, for more than 40 years. And it's entitled Uplifting Songs for a Better Future, Words from the World Teacher. Now, he will be presenting, as I said, Maitreya's words in music and song, and I think that this is the first time this has ever been done in modern times. Perhaps it was done thousands of years ago, but we have no record of that. And as always, remember, we're not here to convince you of anything. We're simply presenting this information for your consideration. If it has the ring of truth, then you can consider it. If not, feel free to disregard it until some later time, because we contend that this information, eventually this story, will have a truth that passes all gainsaying. Only the most abject mind will be able to deny it at that time. So if you want to be skeptical, by all means, do it now while you've still got the chance. And decide for yourself. You study this material, and the answers will come to you from the inside out. It's designed to stimulate your mind and your intuition. So we're asking you to consider a world that can be created in the near future, starting now, of sharing, peace, justice, love, equality, synthesis, coming out of the present chaos. Now, of course, we will keep and maintain the best of the past, the best of the culture and governmental forms and science and so on. And to this we will add the science and the art and the culture and the architecture and everything else of the future. So this will require us, both you and me, to maintain an open mind. And as always, we assert that humanity in this great venture is not alone. Humanity's elder brothers who have gone ahead of us in evolution, in mankind's evolution, are there to help us from behind the scenes. Soon they will be emerging publicly. And lest you think these are some remote gods who we cannot relate to or speak to or anything like that, remember, these are human beings, and you'll be a master of wisdom too, several lifetimes from now, just as they are. And when they were as we are now, they were masters of wisdom guiding them. So this help of an extraordinary kind is at within mankind's grasp. And with that, I guess I should say that what we're heralding is the emergence of the world teacher. And before I mention the name, let me just say that, as we all know, this type of event has been predicted by the world's religions for thousands of years. Whether it be the Jews with the Messiah, whether it be Islam with the Imam Mahdi, or the Hindus with the Kalki avatar, or the Christians with the Christ, or the Buddhists with the Maitreya Buddha. They at least got the name right, because that is his name, Maitreya, and he's coming not as a religious figure this time, but as a spiritual teacher, here for everyone. everyone from the fundamentalists of every ilk to the agnostics and the atheists. He and the masters don't want you to follow them, worship them, or place them above you, or to follow them or to believe in them. They're here simply as teachers, and you can feel free to reject their teachings as well, and there will of course be no consequences for that. Now, this age that we're in now, that Maitreya is here to inaugurate, is known as the Age of Aquarius. Now, I know some of you will chuckle and say, well, wasn't that in the 60s? Because of the musical Hair and the song that became a hit, Age of Aquarius. Well, remember the title of that song was, It's the Dawning of the Age of Aquarius. Each of these ages lasts approximately 2,500 years, as will this one. And Maitreya and the Masters will be with us through this whole time, never telling us what to do, but only advising. We can do whatever we want, but we'd be wise to take the advice of perfected human beings that have been around a lot longer than we have and have a breadth of vision that we thus far lack. But we will get there too. You will get there too. And you don't have to believe any of this. The evolution that you're undergoing is happening automatically on an unconscious level. Now, to take us back to the main topic of this show, this Tony Townsend video is making art out of Maitreya's thoughts and words. Now, if I can just keep that straight, I can get through the rest of the show. Now, the point we want to make is Maitreya is an avatar who is wielding incredible energies that have never been wielded in this combination on the planet before. And he is overshadowed, just as he overshadows some members of humanity, by the avatars of peace and equilibrium, and of synthesis, and of a third form of energy we have no word for. But when Maitreya makes his big hoopla entrance publicly, he's already been out in the world. When he does this Day of Declaration, which is a worldwide television broadcast, he will overshadow all of humanity. So you'll be able to experience it directly, and at that time, if you haven't already made up your mind, then it will be easier to do so, having such an extraordinary experience under your belt. And it's important to remember, too, that Maitreya and the Masters love everyone unconditionally, no matter what that individual's attitude is towards the Masters. That doesn't matter to them. They love and serve humanity, and that's the bottom line for them. Now, as I mentioned before, these writings, Maitreya's writings, and others, are meant to stimulate our minds and intuition. Just listening to it is transformative in a way that doesn't interfere with our free will. Now, some of the other sources would be Madame Blavatsky, who helped found the Theosophical Society, Helena Roderick, Alice Bailey, and most recently, Benjamin Creme. And we are leaning heavily on this material, particularly Ben's, which is, not coincidentally, the most accessible, being the most recent. And what else would I like to say? Or should I just let Tony Townsend's music and words speak for themselves? Perhaps I should, except to say, as I mentioned before, he has a 4-decade-plus amount of experience in regards to this story under his belt. And in fact, he's going to mention that he heard about it long before that, but he sort of forgot about it like a lot of us do, and then it came back to him later, as happens to a lot of us. So at this point, I'm going to let Tony do the talking and the singing.
On the 19th day in the month of July in 1977, the Son of Man walked among us again to help us change our earth into heaven. I looked for the signs and I listened in the wind for the simple man who cares for us all. I look to myself, for I know he is within, and I listen for the sound of his call. He came in the clouds in a big jet plane to a well-known country of the earth. As a man among men, his life will emerge, sharing love and justice come to birth. I look for the signs and I listen in the wind for the simple man who cares for us all. I look to myself, for I know he is within, and I listen for the sound of his call. Sharing love and justice and the brotherhood of man are the truths he gives to us all. We are gods and the agents of his plan. It's our choice to rise or to fall. I look for the signs and I listen in the wind for the simple man who cares for us all. I look to myself, for I know he is within, and I listen for the sound of his call. On the 19th day in the month of July in 1977, the Son of Man walked among us again to help us change our earth into heaven. I look for the signs and I listen in the wind for the simple man who cares for us all. I look to myself, for I know he is within, and I listen for the sound of his call. My name is Tony Townsend. The program is Stranger at the Gate. The Stranger at the Gate refers to Maitreya, the world teacher. I first heard about the world teacher and the Masters of Wisdom when I was a teenager growing up in Pasadena, California. And I was vitally interested for a short time, and then life overtook me, and gradually I lost interest, forgot about it, until much later happened upon the books by Alice A. Bailey, which explained the whole esoteric background, the story of the Masters of Wisdom, the story of Maitreya, the world teacher, and the coming New Age. And I was fascinated with it. And then finally, I stumbled upon Benjamin Creme, an English artist and esotericist, who announced the fact that Maitreya had already emerged into the everyday world, into a large city in the modern world. And since that time, he's been in this city, London, England, and is gradually, very gradually, emerging into full consciousness of humanity. Now, this is a song from words that were given by Maitreya through Benjamin Creme at public lectures in London, and it's called Stranger at the Gate, and it describes Maitreya's role. I am the stranger at the gate. I am the one who knocks. I am the one who will not go away. I am the stranger at the gate. I am your friend. I am your hope. I am your shield. I am your love. I am all in all. I am the stranger at the gate. I am the one who knocks. I am the one who will not go away. I am the stranger at the gate. I am your highest wish. I am your clearest light. I see your dreams of trust and love. I am among you now. I am the stranger at the gate. I am the one who knocks. I am the one who will not go away. I am the stranger at the gate. I am the Lord of love. I am the hope of mankind. I am the well, I am your bliss. I am returned to you. I am the stranger at the gate. I am the one who knocks. I am the one who will not go away. I am the stranger at the gate. I am the Prince of Peace. I am the heart of your life. I am among you in many ways. I am your friend and guide. I am the stranger at the gate. I am the one who knocks. I am the one who will not go away. I am the stranger at the gate. I am the Savior of all. I am the teacher of the new. I am the guide for the future time. I am truth itself. I am the stranger at the gate. I am the one who knocks. I am the one who will not go away. I am the stranger at the gate. Maitreya gave a series of messages through Benjamin Creme via the process of telepathic rapport, and one of them also describes his function and defines his role in relation to humanity, and it's called the water carrier for the Age of Aquarius. Many times have you heard me say that my coming means change, specifically the greatest change will be in the hearts and minds of men. For my return among you is a sign that men are ready to receive new life. That new life for man. Do I bring in abundance on all the plains? This life will flow, reaching the hearts and souls and bodies of men, bringing them nearer to the source of life. The source of life itself. My to channel those waters of life through you. I am the water carrier. I am the vessel of truth. I am the water carrier. I am the vessel of truth. That truth shall I reveal to you and lift you into your true nature. I am the river. I am the river. Through me flows the new stream of God-given life, and this shall I bestow on you. Thus shall we together walk through my garden and smell the perfume of my flowers, and know the joy of closeness to God, the joy of closeness to God. My friends, these things are not dreams. All of this will be yours. My mission will vouchsafe this, will vouchsafe this to you. I am the water carrier. I am the vessel of truth. I am the water carrier. I am the vessel of truth. In 1945, the decision was made by Maitreya after the Great War, the World War II, in which the Allies, backed by the spiritual hierarchy of masters, defeated the Axis powers, who were backed by a group of nefarious beings known as the forces of evil. The decision was made to enter public life of humanity as soon as possible, and a great prayer or invocation was given to be used by the disciples of the time, and humanity. It was public, anyone could use it. It circulated widely in the world. It's called the Great Invocation, and this is, again, a setting that I've done to it. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of man. Let light descend on earth from the point of love within the heart of God. Let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth from the center where the will of God is known. Let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. The reason the hierarchy of masters is returning is to, for one thing, to help humanity save itself from self-destruction. The other is to point it in the direction of deity, the Creator. And this is another very ancient prayer which was set to English and then by me to music. It's called the Gayatri. It describes this journey. Sustenance to the universe, from whom all things proceed, and to whom all things return. Unveil to us the face of the true spiritual sun, hidden by a disk of golden light, hidden by a disk of golden light, that we may know the truth and do our whole duty as we journey to thy sacred feet. The whole world, humanity, is in need of healing. And this is a healing mantra, which dedicate to the human family everywhere. May the power of the one life force, may the power of the one life force, may the power of the one life force through our whole being, enabling us to live the life of God, making our bodies sound and whole. May the power of the one life force through our whole being, may the love that animates the entire universe radiate through our whole being, enabling us to spread the love of God, enabling us to spread the love of God. May the knowledge that is our divine heritage illumine our whole being, enabling us to lead others along the lighter way. May the power of the one life force, may the power of the one life force, may the power of the one life force through our whole being. In the not too distant future, I can't say exactly when, Maitreya will begin to appear on television, giving an interview first in this country and then other countries around the world, and gradually he will become recognized for this amazing spiritual being who's at the center of our lives, the teacher for all humanity, religious and non-religious alike, and who with the masters will initiate a golden new age in which no one lacks the basic necessities of life, and all may develop and find and develop the spiritual nature which lies within. And eventually there'll be what's called a day of declaration, and on that great day, Maitreya will appear on television and will speak to humanity, to every one of us, everywhere, in our own language, telepathically. So we'll wait for that day, and right now I look forward to the future with hope, and this is a song with hope for the future. I'll meet you by and by. In the silver morning, a new day is a morning. No more time for mourning. Let's hold our heads up high. We've seen a lot of sorrow, striving for tomorrow. Time we cannot borrow. Let's live until we die. struggle through the dark night, seek to win our birthright, keep our reason upright, soon we'll reach the sky. And if I've never seen you, although I've never met you, in spirit I am with you, I'll meet you by and by. And when my song is ended, when our lives are blended, when none shall be offended, then I'll say goodbye. It'll be like a great homecoming for everybody. I come through high-piling clouds, downwind swept paths from the sky, cross fields of grass touched with gold, toward the lights of home now I fly, home to my love and a warm eager arms.
The producers gratefully acknowledge images provided by the producer of Crosses of Light, Francis Oman, and producer of Waters of Life, Aquamarine, Vienna, Share International. This video was brought to you by planetarymakeover.org. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to mention some things before I discuss the video, and those would be transmission meditation. This is a form of world service par excellence that we can all participate in. There is no obligation, no training, and no money involved. There are transmission meditation groups all over the world. You can start one yourself. You can learn more about this at transmissionmeditation.org. I'll mention this again before the end of the show. And what you're doing is you're helping step down the energies that come from the Masters of Wisdom, the spiritual hierarchy of the planet, and making them accessible to all of humanity. You're acting like a transformer. You know the energy doesn't come from the power lines into your home at full strength. If it did, it'd blow out all the fuses. It gets stepped down so it can be utilized by your home. In the same way, with transmission meditation, you're helping step down the energies so that they can be beneficial and absorbable by all of humanity. Otherwise, those high vibratory energies would just bounce off the mass of humanity, yours truly included. So it's something to consider, and it's something we can do for the rest of the Age of Aquarius. Also, as I said, remember, don't believe us. Listen to your own intuition, and that will guide you. Also, what else did we want to mention? Oh, yes, SI Magazine, Share International Magazine. We also get a lot of our information, and here it is. This is the latest issue, and this is available online too at share-ecart.com, share-ecart.com, and I'll mention that again before the show is over. So, why don't we talk a little bit about the video? As I mentioned before, it's interesting that this information came to Tony at an early age, and then it got set aside, as so many things in our life do as we're growing up, and then came back to him later. and came back with a vengeance, a good vengeance. And then he fully embraced it and learned about it. He mentions how he indeed later read the Alice Bailey material and was fascinated by that. And also, luckily, Tony Townsend was one of the first in America to sit up and take notice when Ben started coming here and got to meet him and develop a rapport with him, as Ben was spreading the word of the emergence of Maitreya. And he mentions in his lyric the quote from Maitreya, "I am the one who knocks. I am the one that will not go away." And I thought to myself, it's a comforting thought, isn't it? That no matter what we do, no matter how many times we reject him, or reject this material, he'll patiently wait until we decide we want to take another look and the information has convinced us, each one of us, in the quiet of our own mind and spirit. And he mentions messages from Maitreya the Christ, of which there are many. Oh, here's an example right here. I think that this was shown for a moment. You can get this at share-ecart.com. And I've loaded it onto my computer and my iPhone so I can listen to it anywhere, anytime. And he also made a song out of the Great Invocation, which was given to humanity, as Tony mentioned, at the end of World War II by Maitreya himself, and is used by people from all sorts of denominations and those of none, all over the planet. And that many will recognize who haven't even studied Alice Bailey material, or Blavatsky, or Benjamin Creme, or heard of Share International, or practiced transmission meditation. And you recall, too, Tony explains why the Masters are returning, to assist humanity at this pivotal point in our history. This is considered, the emergence, the most important event in the history of mankind, because it's the first time in 98,000 years that the Masters are returning openly to the world and bringing with them their teacher, the world teacher, Maitreya, to stay the entire age. That's never happened before. And if you remember, too, he had another song that he called the Gaia Tree, and he based it on some verbiage from I'm looking at my notes here, William Quan Judge, who was an Irish-American mystic, esotericist, occultist, and one of the founding members of the Theosophical Society. Tony just changed a few of the words to make it his own and to put his own creative spin on it. And towards the end, you heard Tony also mention that the whole of humanity is in need of healing. And then, of course, he sings the healing mantra, which I don't think I'd heard that one before. I had to look that one up. The one that starts, "May the power of the one life pour to your whole being, enabling us to live the life of God, make our bodies sound and whole. May this love that animates the entire universe radiate through our whole being, enabling us to spread the love of God. May the knowledge that lives of our divine heritage illuminate our whole being, enabling us to lead others along the lighted way." Well, that's my excerpt from it. Not as graceful or as beautiful as Tony's. Now, Tony also mentioned, you heard, that Maitreya will begin his TV interviews. This was recorded some years ago, as those TV interviews began in 2010. There's been over 150 since then, starting in the US and going all around the globe. Now, you might wonder why you haven't heard of a man named Maitreya. That's because He wanted the information to stand on its own merits. He wanted to appear anonymously. So it would be as if someone like myself, who has no authority or expertise in these subjects, were, to come on TV and say, it's time to equitably share the world's resources to end poverty and war. People would listen and go, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And their free will would not be infringed upon. If it were an authority figure, like Maitreya, who would be perceived to be, or the Pope, or a president, or someone like the Dalai Lama, then people, all of whom have devotees, then people would believe it just because they said it. And that's not right. That's not the way the masters want it. They want nothing to interfere with between the message and your interpretation of it. So, what else was there? Oh, he ended with a song that I couldn't find the lyrics to anywhere, so it must be a Tony Townsend original, entitled, I'll Meet You By and By. Now, the title you may have heard before, and you can find that title online, or something similar, but the lyrics, they must be Tony's. But I'm sure somebody will correct me on that later if I'm wrong. Now, as we mentioned before, we wanted to tell you how you could get involved and answer that question if you beat us to it, which you probably did during the course of this show if you found it that engaging. Well, I mentioned transmission meditation, a world service, and you can find out more about that at www.transmissionmeditation.org. That's transmissionmeditation.org. And there you can find connections to transmission meditation groups around the globe. And I have some other things here I want to show you. I'm just going to get set up. And I started one myself, and we just had a session earlier today before recording this show. I've been doing it for the better part of 20 years, and I can recommend it. It has other benefits for the people that practice it. It helps speed up your personal evolution. They say that a year of transmission meditation, properly done, is the equivalent of 10 years of ordinary meditation in respect or in regards to speeding up your own personal evolution, your spiritual evolution, which has nothing to do with religion. And it has a healing effect too. People have gotten healings during transmission meditation. Meditation can even, if done properly and regularly, help lower the crime rate in the neighborhood. And of course, this is true of any type of meditation. Just yet another reason why it's a great idea. And of course, it improves your health, mental, emotional, physical, psychic, and it puts you thereby more in touch with the soul. That's the purpose of meditation, to put the physical vehicle, mind, the threefold man on the dense physical plane, mind, body, emotions, more in touch with the soul. And the soul can download its information into the vehicles, mental, physical, and emotional, and make you smarter, calmer, healthier, more creative, more loving, more focused, and more spiritually advanced. Everything humanity wants. Who wouldn't want those? So consider that as we're going forward. Also, I had mentioned another source, shareecart.com. There it is right there, shareecart.com. And there you can find Benjamin Krem's books and videos and DVDs and what else? Oh, and the magazine too. I believe you can find Share International magazine there. We'll link to subscribe. And let me just show you again some of those things you can get at share-ecart.com. Messages from Maitreya the Christ, which Tony referenced and I held up earlier. The Overcoming of Fear, one of the talks by Benjamin Creme. The Emergence of Maitreya, the World Teacher, another one of Ben's talks, and a little description on the back. And, of course, Transmission, a meditation for the New Age, where Ben describes how it's done and its effects. And, of course, there's a book by the same name. And you can find it there at share-ecart.com. And here's some what else you can find. Some of Ben's books like Unity and Diversity, A Master Speaks, Part 2, where I believe there's some of the messages from Ben's master in here, much like the one from Maitreya that Tony, you heard, made a song out of. And another one of my favorites, The Gathering of the Forces of Light, UFOs and the Spiritual Mission, by Benjamin Creme. And here we have two. I'm not sure if you can get that there, but it is available elsewhere online. I think if you go to www.share-international.us, you can find this image, Maitreya's hand, which we've talked about many times. He manifested this on a bathroom mirror in Barcelona, Spain, back in 2001. And they say it's a way for us to connect with and communicate with Maitreya until he emerges fully publicly, just gazing at the hand. You can get his attention and ask him questions. Get one of these and then say, well, I listened to the show and David talked about all this weird esoteric stuff I've never heard before. Maitreya, would you give me a sign to show me that it's real? Because at this point, it's all theoretical. Well, I can't think of much more. I think just about covered it. I want to thank Tony for his magnificent work, for sharing it with the world and sharing it with us and letting us share it with you again today. And we will close with that and look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Planetary Makeover. Visit us on Facebook at #Planetary Makeover. This show has been a production of planetarymakeover.org. At our website, we have a link to our bi-weekly live show at 5 p.m. Mondays, Western Time, and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. At our website, we also have a link to our archives and a selection of our shows. For more background info, visit www.shareinternational-west.org. That's shareinternational-west.org. For related books and DVDs and CDs by Benjamin Creme on the emergence of Maitreya, the World Teacher, please go to share-ecart.com. That's share-ecart.com.